Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching the setup video which I dropped last week, and also thank you for reading the book review on my website chikajones.com. I really appreciate it. So let's get right into it, right? The book is Mmirinzo, The Ones Who Are In. It was written by Achalugo Chioma Ezekwobe. It is 283 pages long, and as you can see, it has a pretty colorful cover. So if you're not Igbo, Mmirinzo means the falling of rain. That's what it means. So first up, let us look at the plot. This book is a story about animism in Igbo culture. For those who don't know, animism is the belief that plants, inanimate objects such as stones, and celestial bodies such as the sun, the moon, and the stars all have a soul, and that humans can communicate with them. So the protagonist in this book, Olivia, has been chosen from her lineage to be the next controller of rain. I will try and stay away from spoilers in this book review, so that is the long and short of it. Olivia is a lawyer in Lagos, so imagine her surprise when she is told about this power she possesses. The book then takes us through the process and the troubles she has to face as a result of this power. Quite an interesting plot, I must say. So now let's get into the storytelling proper. In writing this book, the author chose a third-person point of view, so that's the omniscient point of view. And I think a first or second-person point of view might have been better, because this is a story where the protagonist has a huge dilemma, right? She is trying to decide what is the best decision to take. And it would have been great if we were able to enter into her mind and see how she's able to wrestle the different choices and before she decides on what to do. But most times we are left on the outside quite a lot because of the point of view chosen by the author. Also, the book is set in two places. So it's set in Lagos and it's set in Olivia's hometown or village. And the author is quite able to walk these locations well. So each time you can tell where you are, maybe based on the language, based on description, you're able to see the shape. So she walks that quite well. But overall, the narrative itself could have been richer, right? And I'll tell you what I mean. Now, let's talk about the main narrative. To review Mmirinzo, I had to compare it with The Bottled Leopard. This was a book published by the Nigerian author Chukwuemeka Ike in 1985. In that story, we see a young boy chosen from his lineage too, but given the power to communicate with a leopard. In telling that story, the author shows us the many ways in which Igbo culture has been attacked by Western beliefs. He also explores the fact that animism in Igbo culture cannot be overlooked or discarded. Why? Because what is the difference between a young boy being able to communicate or control a leopard and Elisha controlling a sheep here, or Jesus controlling the sea? So in this way, he talks about the importance of legends to a culture, right? How do we choose the stories we tell ourselves? How do we frame those stories? However, the narrative in Mmirinzo leaves several angles unexplored. We have been told that Olivia has the power to control rain. We have learned that people like that live among us. But the narrative does not go deeper into the minds of the characters. So for example, a Lagos lawyer is told that she has the power to control rain and must return to the village to carry out some rituals. What are the things she thinks of? What of her father and mother? How does this dilemma affect their Christianity? Because these angles are not explored enough, the experience is not as enriching as it should be. Now let's talk about the characters. Every book should have well-rounded characters. Characters that invite you into their lives. that make you a part of their thoughts and their feelings. This is missing in Mmirinzo. I get the feeling that the other characters were added to make Olivia believable, because we don't know how they feel, what they think, their flaws or their strengths. For example, I would have loved to see the inner turmoil that guides the actions that we are seeing on the page. I would have loved to delve into the life of Afulenu, who is a secondary school teacher and an expert rainmaker. How does she balance these two lives? Stories like that would have made this book a far more enriching encounter. So finally, this is my recommendation. The author is a lawyer, just like our main character Olivia, but her gift is different, right? Because Olivia's gift is controlling rain, the author's gift is writing stories. So I hope that in her next book, she's able to make certain choices in the writing, in the style, in the point of view, choices that will leave us more enriched when we read that story. And something else, if you haven't read Bottled Leopard, look for it. It's an old book, but I think you should be able to find it. Look for it and read it. And I would like you guys to give me recommendations of books in the comments, books you would like me to read or review. And thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great weekend.